Welcome to Bridging the Gap. I'm Payabol, your host.
And I'm Lamorena, and in today's episode, we will dive into a specific global issue in agriculture. We will examine the global issue that is relevant to all of us, the high average age of farmers and the ignorance of Filipino youth regarding agriculture.
Agriculture experiences may have many difficulties on a worldwide scale. Due to the aging of farmers' population, agriculture faces an overall decline in productivity and innovation. Add to that, the lack of youth involvement, the future of this sector is not looking bright.
This is indeed a significant issue given that specialists have stated that agriculture is going to supply the food for our future generations.
Well, it is what can feed the future generation. But given how few young people are involved, it is difficult to predict if it will even be able to continue in the future.
To further our discussion about this issue, let's call on our expert in the field of agriculture, Dr. Yombao.
Hello, good day to everyone watching Bridging the Gap.
Dr. Yambao, could you give us your thoughts on what might happen if this problem is not resolved?
If this challenge remains unresolved, we face serious consequences. First, food scarcity would become an important concern. The average age of farmers continues to rise, which means that only a few young people are actively involved in agricultural production. With a declining workforce, the ability to supply a growing global demand for food will be put at risk, possibly leading to food shortages and higher costs. Furthermore, a lack of youth participation in agriculture could stunt innovation and technological developments in the agricultural sector. Younger generations contribute fresh viewpoints and concepts. Without their active participation, the agriculture sector may struggle to change and maintain competitiveness.
As we know, this is pressing concern in the Philippines. But are there other countries around the globe that are experiencing the same problem, thus rendering it a global issue?
Yes, the issue of an aging farmer population and low youth participation in agriculture is a global concern. Several countries have similar challenges. For example, Japan has one of the world's oldest farmer populations, with an average farmer age of more than 65. The United States is likewise experiencing a similar trend, with an increasing share of farmers being older. Many European countries, including Italy, Spain, Greece, and Germany, are dealing with an aging farmer population. The younger generation in these countries is frequently drawn to cities and non-agricultural occupations, resulting in a reduction in the agricultural workforce.
So what are the best laws or policies being done around the world to deal with this?
A good program might be the implementation of mentorship programs and intergenerational knowledge transfer, which promotes the sharing of expertise and experiences between older and younger farmers, resulting in the passing down of important agricultural knowledge and skills. Countries that encourage mentorship programs are bridging the generational gap and encouraging young farmers to participate in agriculture. Another significant example is the establishment of supporting policies and programs designed to motivate and empower young farmers. Many governments have recognized the value of giving financial help, access to land, and training opportunities for young people entering the agricultural sector. These programs aims to attract and maintain young agricultural talent by establishing an enabling environment for agribusiness.
Thank you for your inputs, Dr. Yambao. Now, let's hear from a young farmer who has personal experiencing in facing the challenges we've been discussing, Mr. De La Cruz, a passionate young farmer from the Philippines.
Hello po. Ako po si Nimrod de la Cruz, isa pong young farmer.
Thank you for joining us today, Mr. De La Cruz. Could you share your experience as a young farmer, including how you overcome the challenges of high average age of current farmers and low youth participation in agriculture?
Ako po ay mula sa pamilya ng mga magsasaka na nakita ko po mismo ang problema ang kinakarap ng sektor ng agrikultura. Sa totoo lang, pati ako noon, ayoko ring maging magsasaka pero nagkaroon ng program sa probinsya namin at umattend ako para baga tingnan lamang. Nahikayat ako sa bigay nilang tulong, pinansyal at training na pinakita rin nila sa amin na hindi totoo na walang pera sa magsasaka. Nakatulong talaga sa akin yung mga pulisya at programa ng gobyerno. Ngayon ay mayroon na akong sariling farm. At bukas ito para sa mga gustong bumisita.
Mr. De La Cruz, that's amazing to hear. How do you believe the implementation of these policies and program has influenced the landscape for young farmers like yourself in the Philippines?
Naging mas pabor sa aming mga magsasaka ang suporta ng gobyerno. Nagkaroon na kami ng sapat na resources. Mayroon pang kaalaman mula sa mga eksperto, lalong tumibay ang kumpiyansa kung ituloy ang trabaho ko sa agrikultura. Sana ay patuloy pang magkaroon ng ganitong mga programa para may kayat ang ibang kabataan sa pagsasaka.
Mr. De La Cruz, it is excellent to hear. We'll now open up the discussion to our audience for a brief Q&A session. If you have any question for Dr. Yambao or Mr. De La Cruz about the issue, please ask away.
Here we have someone from the audience. Hi viewer, what is your name and what is your question?
Hello, my name is Anna at gusto ko pong itanong kay Dr. Yambao kung mayroon pa po bang ibang program or policy na dapat gawin para mahikayat ang kabataan sa agrikultura?
Personally, I feel that the government ought to set up educational programs that emphasize the importance of agriculture and the job opportunities it offers. It may be applied to the current high school curricula or university courses. The government should also support innovations and technology employed to improve fields, as well as provide incentives to encourage more young people to enter the agricultural business.
Hi po, my name is Margarita. Tanong ko lang po sana si Mr. De La Cruz kung ano ang ma-advise niya sa mga kabataan na gustong mag-pursue ng career sa farming pero nag-hesitate pa rin.
I hope that answers your question. Here's another viewer with a question. What is your name and what is your question?
Para sa kabataan na nag-hesitate pa rin, ang payo ko ay huwag kayong matakot at subukan nyo ang pagsasaka. Kahit na hindi pa ganoon karami ang mga kabataan na nasa agrikultura, hindi ibig sabihin noon ay wala nang trabaho rito. Kung nagbabakasakali pa kayo, subukan nyo rin umattend ng mga programa o training para maka-experience kayo ng trabaho sa agrikultura. Pero ang pinaka-importante sa lahat ay maging masipag at open-minded dahil isang marangal na trabaho ang pagsasaka gaya ng ibang profesyon.
Thank you Ms. Anna and Ms. Margarita for your insightful questions. And thank you to both Dr. Yambao and Mr. De La Cruz for your valuable responses.
As we approach the end of our show, let's share our final remarks. We must bridge the generation split and empower youths in agriculture. It is not only about food security, but also about preserving our cultural heritage.
Engaging young people in agriculture is essential for a sustainable future. We can inspire and equip the next generation of farmers by investing in education and training, mentoring them, and creating a supportive environment.
Yes, Mayamo. Let us work together to break down stereotypes and showcase the amazing potential that agribusiness has to offer.
That concludes today's episode of Bridging the Gap, Empowering Youth in Agriculture. We hope you found this talk show useful and inspiring.
Thank you all for joining us today. Let's continue to work together to bridge the gap and empower the youth agriculture.
We would also like to acknowledge the efforts and contributions of each member of our group in creating this creative output. Let's roll the credits.